Barrel King Chief Tasting Officer and Master Blender Matt here, talking about the October releases for Barrel King Gold members. This month we have two knighted offerings from Barrel King, batches 93 and 94. Batch 93 is the Backyard Barbecue batch. This batch was a collaboration between Barrel King Gold members Jason, Graham, and Terry for their Jackson Backyard Barbecue event, which benefits the Backstoppers. It comes in at 116.3 proof, and it's a blend of 6 to 11 year MGP bourbon, both low rye and high rye mash bills, partially finished in stag barrels and partially finished in Elijah Craig 23 barrels. A very warm and inviting nose, baked goods, like an industrial sized bakery's kitchen if your grandmother was in charge of that kitchen for the day. Smells like baked pies and attitude. Some barrel char and cinnamon spice are hiding underneath like a delicious apple cider. When you were little, did your school ever take you on a field trip to the apple cider farm where you saw the farm family make their own apple cider and you were like, wow, cool? And then you drank a bunch of apple cider even though they warned you not to drink a bunch of apple cider. And then you got back on the bus, but since you're in a very rural community, it was a 47-minute drive from the apple cider farm back to your school, and you shit your pants because apple cider gives you diarrhea. But you didn't know that. How would you have known? Fresh pressed apple cider and a long ride back to the school with all the windows down. Going for a taste? Wow. Crisp up front. A crisp apple crisp. You know what I'm talking about. It's got like the red apple and then like the gooey filling with like, you know, the crusty top. It comes in a pan and you scoop it out and you eat all of it before anybody else gets a chance. Apple crisp up front. Then on the back of that is some cherry juice. This Backyard Barbecue batch is pure sugar and hyperactivity. Now going back to the nose, and there's like a green Jolly Rancher kind of hanging out, kind of like sitting there halfway unwrapped, like it took its wrapper halfway off to get a little bit of vitamin D. You know, sunbathing in the backyard, melting but slowly. I really love what this does on the mid palate. All the surroundings in the mouth is coated with a nice, gentle, creamy, oily, dessert-like coating. It's like a layer of dessert paint rolled all over the outsides of your mouth on the inside. But straight down the middle of the palate, on the middle of the tongue, like where you would want to land a plane if your tongue were a runway. It gets really bright and shiny on the mid palate, but in like a caramel apple sucker kind of way. I like this. A very unique tasting experience on the Backyard Barbecue batch. If you love a caramel apple sucker, then you'll love batch 93. Now moving on to batch 94. Batch 94, a 114.6 proof blend, boasting the Barrel King Knighted label. This batch is called Sid's Little Black Book. It was blended by Sydney herself. This blend contains 4 to 11-year-old bourbon, the 4-year-old stuff from Southern Distilling. The older stuff in the blend is 21% MGP bourbon and 36% MGP bourbon. After blending, this was finished in blackberry barrels and Booker's barrels. Was I in Missouri to overlook this entire process and see exactly how it was done? No. But if I were, I would have sabotaged it. I would have sabotaged Sid's shit. Sydney's coming for my job, and am I worried? Absolutely. Upon first nosing, when you smell it, you get reminded of some sort of a Kool-Aid vibe. Like the Kool-Aid man busting down a brick wall and going, hey, 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 hello, Sydney. First smell reminds me of a grape Kool-Aid. That's all I'm trying to say. And then the Haribo berries, the red and black Haribo berries, the ones that taste enough like fruit to make you think that you're eating something nutritious, but taste nothing like fruit, so you know that you can enjoy them. The Haribo berries. Jared said that this reminds him of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he told me that before I shot this video, so I can't ignore the fact that he said that. And when he said that, and I remembered that, I can't help but think that that's also what this smells like. If that peanut butter and jelly were like in an Uncrustable, not a strawberry Uncrustable, but a purple Uncrustable, an aromatic purple Uncrustable. Batch 94 down the hatch. Oh yeah. Whoa. That's hitting up here. La la. It's like la la la. It's not hitting Adele notes, but it's hitting like some really solid Katy Perry notes. If Katy Perry were a backup singer, which I know she's not, I know that she's her own chick. Katy Perry killing it. But if she was backup singing for Miley Cyrus, and Miley Cyrus is down here, no offense to Miley Cyrus, beautiful voice, a bit gravelly. It's like Miley Cyrus with Katy Perry on top of it. Low tones, mid tones, and then like mid to high tones. It's kind of really well-rounded if it were, you know, a pop singer or whatever they sing. Second sip. It's a lot of mid and back palate activity here. It's really waking up the taste buds on the back of the tongue. Like those taste buds were 37 years old and living with their parents and were late for a job interview. This whiskey just hit them right in the face to wake them up. Unfortunately, now they smell like whiskey, so probably not looking good for the job. A lot of taste receptors on the mid and back palate are kind of like flared up. Seemingly ones that aren't flared up by other whiskeys. This one's pretty unique. It's like one of the purple mixed berry jams that you see at the diners that's screaming breakfast activities. That is a completely perfect mixed berry jam. This pour gets right down to business. There's no playing around with like what it could possibly taste like or what you might think it tastes like. It's just like, hey, I'm Sid's little secret book. I'm a blackberry animal, and listen to me roar. I think there's only like a half of a barrel of that Southern Distillery 4.5-year mash bill bourbon in here, but that bourbon adds to this whiskey a lot, you can tell. There's no youthful notes, it doesn't taste young in any sort of way. But that Southern distillate, when it's mixed with that MGP and then finished in a blackberry whiskey barrel in the Booker's barrel, comes together beautifully. And I think that not only is this super, super good, but it's really, really fun. It definitely has some flair to it, and you can kind of tell that it's a bit playful, but also very well crafted. Some of my favorite candies come to me every year, delivered by firefighters and police officers and nurses and cowgirls and politicians from both sides. They're those little footsie candies or fruitsies. Fruitsies? They're like the flavored and colored Tootsie Rolls that come in like the little things that you unwrap, and this is like the purple fruitsy or footsie Tootsie Roll thing that they throw at you from the parade, from the floats of the parade. They throw it to you, and you run out in the street and you collect all of them before the kids can, and then you look at the kids and you're like, ha, suck on that, Thomas, piece of shit. You kids think you're cool out here with your plastic bags? Guess what I got? It's a pillowcase filled with candy, and not any pillowcase, a body pillow, bitches. I fill up a body pillowcase full of fruitsies. I like this. I know that my physical appearance screams like peak male physical performance. This is built for performance, but the inside of me screams fat kid candy lover. And this satisfies that inner me, the part of me you can't see. But after drinking this whiskey, I'm not afraid to let the world know. I enjoy sweets, and I think it's okay to be public about it. And just like Sid's little black book, just revealing secrets today. That wraps up this monthly Barrel King video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. If any of these sound good to you, click on the link in the description below. Become a Barrel King Gold member. Sid, great job on this. Great job. I like it. Is it 1 o'clock in the morning here in the mountain time zone? Sure is. Do I really care? No, I don't think I really care. What I really care about is talking about how good Sid's blend is. And if I have to sit here all night talking about it, I will. After 3 or 4 glasses of Sid's Little Black Book blend, I don't even care that she's trying to steal my job. Does it hurt? A little bit. But 4 glasses of her blackberry whiskey finished Barrel King Knighted Batch 94 whiskey kind of dulls the pain.